Good evening, everyone. I warmly welcome each one of you for today's talk. And this is a talk which I'm really fond of. We call it the Teen Voices. And this is where we have an amazing platform of participants, adolescents who share their views, their perspectives, their feelings about what they're going through. So the topic of today's talk is changes and challenges in the pandemic. Well, last year we were hit by the pandemic, but we never knew the challenges and the changes it's going to bring to us. Yes, it did change our lives for sure, but it definitely did impact adolescents too. So I'm really looking forward to hearing them share their views about how it changed their life, what the challenges they went through. But before we start the talk, let me briefly talk about myself. I'm Rupali Agarwal, your co-host for the evening, and I'm an international mindset coach. And my mission is to empower each teen, each youth in whatever way I can. And together, me and Lidya co-founded a platform called Motivo, a platform devoted to the teens and the youth of today to tap the inherent potential within each one of them. So that's enough about me and Motivo. So let me introduce you to the amazing participants, amazingly warriors who are the torchbearers of the future. And I warmly welcome each one of you. And I would like for you all to kind of briefly introduce yourself and get this talk show going. Over to you, Cindy.
Hi everyone, my name is Cindy Cheta. I'm 17 years old, and I personally feel this is a very nice thing for us to do because at this time I don't think many of us feel understood. So this is a good initiative for us to speak up and say how we feel about a lot of things. So that's about it. Thank you.
So you just pass it on, Arokya.
Hello everyone, it's me Arokya Swami. I am 15 years old, and actually when I got the news about this platform, so I was very happy because we need to open up to this the world, because now in this time of pandemic, many of us are facing so much difficulties, and as a student we are also facing difficulties because we are not going out, and as we had our daily routines and all, we are not following that. So we have become a bit lazy, and then we are not able to interact socially with others. And first of all, mainly we are not able to interact with our friends emotionally also, and we cannot interact with them socially also. So that is why it's a big issue in that. But thank you.
Sakshi?
Hello, I'm Sakshi Pal. I'm 18 and I'm from Kolkata. So I've always loved sharing my opinion with people, and I'm really excited to talk with everyone here, and hopefully we'll have a good time. Thank you.
I'm sure you will. Rasha.
Hi everyone, I'm Sasha, and during these times, I think it is a good initiative for you all to organize something like this where we can talk about our problems and everything during the pandemic. That's it.
Hi everybody, I'm Farzan Ansar. I'm 17 years old and I'm from Kolkata. And I'm really excited to be a part of this program where teens can voice their opinions without feeling the need to be judged, and so freely. So thank you for having all of us here.
Welcome.
Heidi?
Good evening, everyone. My name is Kylie Jane Ambrose, and I'm 16 years old. I'm glad I'm here so that I could also express my opinions on certain things where concerning matters related to the pandemic and how teenagers cannot voice their opinions much. So I look forward to joining you all more. Thank you.
So welcome all of you, and I'm Lidya. By profession, I'm an HR professional, but I gave up my job to do something more meaningful. And that's how we've co-founded Motivo. And as Rupali already mentioned, Motivo deals with empowering young minds. We deal with children from the age of 6 to right up to 17, 18. We run programs on self-development for teens. We work on emotional intelligence big time. And Rupali and myself thought that we needed to create a platform for all of you in the pandemic. And that's where we started this series of teen voices. We had a very successful one last time, and we thought, why not carry on? And I'm so glad that all of you agreed to join us for this session. And really, really, really grateful and thankful. And as Farzan said, nobody's going to judge you here. Nobody. Just feel free to voice your opinion. And as you speak, remember that you are the voice of a lot of teens who are not privileged to get this kind of platform. So with that, we start the session for today. And, let me start with this question. How has life changed for all of you in this pandemic? As Aroki already mentioned in her introduction, that she couldn't meet friends and she can't go out and the routine and all of that. But let's hear it from all of you. And all we can do is we just move from one to the other seamlessly, just sharing your views, your opinions. If you know of any incident that any of you, even your friends have faced, we are very, very happy to hear them. So any of you can take it. So how has life changed for all of you in this pandemic? Cindy, you want to begin?
I think a lot has happened and it's affected a lot of people mentally, especially. I don't know, I think a lot of us have been under a lot of pressure, knowing that that we had COVID and lockdown was called during my class 10 boards. I think it put a lot of pressure on me whether or not I would have my board exams or not. Even the current batch who are in 11 now. And I think a lot of us have faced many more problems just apart from all of this, whether it's health or financial problems or mental problems. So I think these are a few examples.
Yeah, I mean, board exam was big, even my little one, when she was doing her 12, she did, I think, about 4 or 5 papers and she had 1 paper left. And it was like, every time we said that the exam is going to happen and okay, they used to give a date, right? That exams will happen and suddenly just 2 days to the exam and it's called off. So I fully well understand, the kind of pressure. And in India, board exam is like big thing, no? Because we are so focused on academics. Yeah, so well said, Cindy. Yes. What about Sasha?
I feel we have not got much time. Like, there are people who've had their last year of school, they've not got to enjoy their last year of school. And there are schools which have classes only till class 10. They've also not got to enjoy. So our school days, we've missed a lot. So now we only have online classes. So that.
Oh, my heart goes out. And I fully agree, because that coming out of class 10 and that farewell and that enjoyment with friends and those last few days of enjoyment is like, and I agree with you, especially for those who are not continuing with the same school. They've not even had the chance to say goodbye to their friends. I mean, that's like really sad. Yeah, I completely agree. Farzan, what do you think?
I mean, everything changed so quickly. Like in a matter of a few days, we all found out that we couldn't go out anymore and we had to do everything from inside the house. So it was really tough to transition to doing online class after being used to going out for tuitions and literally sitting at home and finding things to keep ourselves occupied.
So true. Just all changed so suddenly, We knew that there was coronavirus, but who knew that it would be like this? Yeah, Kylie?
Like Farzan said, it happened also suddenly, and the lockdown kept extending and extending. And like school also, like it's just online is not that fun, and you're like in a place where you don't have anyone to talk to. Like you're just looking at them blankly. Some are not even paying attention. So I personally don't like like attending school online. If I had the choice, I would just not.
I'm sure, it's so different. Where you go to school, those moments with your friends, those fun, those break times, and then here you are in front of a screen. You're trying to connect with the teacher, you're trying to connect with the other participants. I completely agree. What about Sakshi?
I think last year, the pandemic, I mean, the lockdown situation was more like a break or a vacation to many people. People were actually finding hobbies and stuff. But I think the dynamic really changed this year. Like the series of coronavirus hit us this year specifically. So people are dying everywhere. Like we can actually see our relatives suffering. But last year, the situation was kind of different. People were actually enjoying not having to, carry on with their normal lives and stuff. Even talking about the school part, my school literally ended on a random Tuesday, and now it's like I don't know what to do for 3 months. Like if it was the normal situation, I could have gone out and hung out with my friends, but now I have to stay inside for 3 months, absolutely doing nothing. I have no studies, no tuition, so I'm really bored. So yeah.
Oh, understand. And teens, they have so much. You want to do so much. You want to, especially, after exams, you want to go out with friends.
Yeah, exactly.
you know, during selection time is all the plans have been made that after
Yeah.
board exam is this is what we have to do. And then suddenly everything just comes to a
And
halt.
this
And,
year we didn't even
yes,
get to do that. Like we were really confused if the boards will happen or not. And then suddenly it got cancelled. So we were
yes.
really, in a period of apprehension the entire time.
But have the results come out yet? Not
No,
yet.
no,
Not
no.
yet.
They're
Not
supposed
yet.
to come out this month, I think.
Mm-hmm. So what about children who are in 10 and who don't have 11 and 12 in their school? I mean, I don't know how they're managing or what they're doing. It's really challenging. Arokya, what about you? How has the pandemic changed for you? You already said that you couldn't go out.
Yeah, pandemic has changed my life completely actually, because I usually used to go out and hang up with friends, then go to tuitions, everything we would do before pandemic. And now I am thinking like we are like caged inside our house. We are getting so much bored and everything. And offline classes are like we don't understand anything, like, especially me. I can't understand anything in offline. So if school will reopen, first thing I'll go to school because I want to go to school. But that only.
Yeah, I completely agree. And as Sakshi said, that it all happened so suddenly. And even before you could say Jack, like it was. And she also said that, till about last year, it was fine because it was different. Oh, pandemic, and you're staying at home. Suddenly you're seeing your mother, father, everybody in the house. Probably you've never seen them so much in your life. I don't know whether it was good or bad. That I'm going to ask later. But suddenly you're seeing them like breathing down your neck 24/7. Even for that matter, siblings. Probably you've not spent so much time together. So yeah, I mean, initially probably, it was a holiday. As soon as the pandemic happened and everything closed, schools also didn't start immediately. So there was like a holiday. It felt like as if you're on a summer vacation. Somebody was saying that initially it felt like we are on a vacation, like a summer holiday or something. But then school started and then adjusting, and teachers were also new, right? So they also found it difficult, to do online. I mean, I'm sure the teachers are like us, not that tech savvy. So they also initially found it very, very difficult. So if I take from there, what is that? And if I ask each one of you, What is that one challenge that you faced in the pandemic? What would that be? Farzan, what that one challenge?
I think it was really to, focus on surrounding myself with good things because during the pandemic, all we heard of was bad news. Even up till date, we would hear about people, the amount of cases going up. So it was really important for me to surround myself with positive things so that I don't keep thinking about all the negatives.
Yeah, I think so. So important. And that's the challenge he faced, to keep himself surrounded with good news, and I I completely agree, and that I'm sure that would have been for most of us. But yeah, Cindy?
I think one of the challenges I've had to face during this entire pandemic is that I've always been used to either going out and playing basketball or football, and being trapped in one place for a while. Yes, I enjoy being at home, but after a while, it might get suffocating when you don't get a change of scenery all the time. And I think this affects not just me personally, but a lot of people when you're trapped in one place and you have nowhere else to go a lot of the time. That's one challenge I've had to face.
Yeah, I completely empathize with you because I know what you are. You're a completely, Cindy is a completely outdoor person, and she's like champion in sports and of course everything else, but sports is like her passion. And then to be caged at home, yeah, my heart goes out to you, Cindy. I can understand. What about Kylie? What is the challenge that you faced?
I don't really think it as a challenge, but like just staying at home. I mean, I don't like it much. Like, um, yeah,
So you feel staying at home indoors all the time and could get
yeah,
on you. Yeah, you
and
need
it's like,
a bit of
uh,
change.
yeah, it's like the same thing. Like every day is the same routine over and over again. So it's not that exciting.
Okay, so following a set pattern is a challenge for you in the pandemic. Eh? It's the routine. Okay. Sasha?
I agree with Kaiti. We all have to go with the same schedule every day.
I
So it
know.
becomes very boring.
Can't go out and get up and then this 8 o'clock class or whatever. And then, so do you guys also have tuition online, or how's that? Or is there's a break right now? No break.
Online tuition.
Oh, okay. What about Sakshi?
I think I face two challenges mainly. Some days, you just want to go out and have a breath of fresh air when you are, feeling suffocated in your house. So before I could just do that. Whenever I felt like going out, I used to go for cycling or something like that. But now, no, it's not possible. Like even if I go out, I have to put a mask on and stuff. So it feels like you're continuously caged, even outside. Like there's something always stopping you. The way we used to move freely, we can't do that now. And the second thing is, it felt like life kind of paused, and at the same time, time was slipping out of my grip because college should have started way earlier than it is going to be now. Like it's going to start in September, I think, my college, but usually it starts in August during this time. So I think that's kind of bothering me that I have to wait for a long time before my life goes back to normal, like other people. So I'm missing out on the normal teenage experience.
Yes, completely agree. And well said that time is not waiting, right? Time is moving on. That's something that nobody can hold on to. So with time, you're losing out on all the experiences, and at 16 and 17, you want to create lots of stories, right? You want to create those experiences so that when you get old like us, you can share, what happened and all that, that drama. But, that's getting restricted because of the pandemic. And as she said, even if you go out, you have to worry so much. First, your parents won't let you go. Second, if you're going, you have to think about the mask, you have to think about the sprays, you have to think about when you come back, there's another routine to be followed. Yeah, so I agree. Now, if I were to, we spoke about pandemic. We spoke about, each of us spoke about one challenge that we had. And if I were to ask that one lesson that you learned from the pandemic, that something that you'll probably never forget, there's a lesson, like a moral of the story that we say, what would that be? Any lesson that pandemic has taught you, anything that you've learned, probably you didn't realize that and you realize it now? Has that?
I mean, the lesson I've learned is to not take things for granted, because so many things have changed. Like our entire lives have changed. So we shouldn't really take things for granted anymore and just enjoy it when we're in the moment.
Very true. Can't take life for granted. Everything is so uncertain. Yes. Sasha?
To appreciate people more, because life is short. We don't know what will happen the next moment. We should appreciate people more, and especially now because of people passing away so much during the pandemic and all.
Very powerful. Appreciate, And we take things for granted. We take our parents for granted. We take everybody around us for granted. We take all that we have for granted. So yes, gratitude. Very, very powerful. Kylie?
The thing I learned is to never plan ahead, because honestly in 2020 we had a lot of plans, like my sister's wedding and everything. But since the pandemic hit, so we had to cancel all of that. So the thing I learned is to just live in the moment and not plan ahead. Like when the day comes, so just go with the flow.
So beautiful. So nicely put, Rupali. Live in the moment.
True,
Very,
absolutely.
very, very, very powerful statement that is. A lot of times we all try to do that, but we're not. And that's the right way to actually live, is to live in the moment. And, all of you are putting it so beautifully, that the learnings that pandemic has given us. Sakshi?
I think life is too meaningful to hold on to petty fights with people. I mean, we always hold on grudges and, don't talk to people out of ego and stuff. So I think we should let go of that. And, if someone is too important, unless they're toxic to you or your life, if they're too important and you just had a small fight, you can resolve that. Like, you don't have to wait for the other people to reach out to you. You can just do that on your own, because you might, like, anything can happen to them right now. The situation is so bad. So I think we should start appreciating people a little more.
Very true. And for teens, it holds so much of relevance, because they're always fighting and bickering and, oh, this and oh, that. And all of you are putting it so beautifully. And you see how beautifully it's all just forming a pattern. Life is uncertain, learn to appreciate, live in the moment, don't hold grudges, because we don't know what tomorrow holds for us. Cindy?
One of the lessons I've learned is that a little bit of kindness and consideration can genuinely take you a long way. We don't know the many problems that people are going through, especially now. We're all facing so many things, losing people. We have no idea how we're going to, I don't know, get things ready for the very next day, how we're going to have a meal. So I think being a little kind, especially to others around you and also yourself, and being considerate is something that's important and much needed. So I'm glad that I've
Beautiful. Yes, and Cindy and all, they do this help, Cindy's mom, Cindy's sister, Shannon, all three of them very beautifully come together as family, and they lend support. So one side they're asking for help, and they're giving it to the people who need it. A lot of us are so scared of the pandemic that we don't want to step out. But here is a family, and these three very, very strong ladies, they actually go out and give out arms, they give out support to people.
Oh,
And I want to
awesome.
take this opportunity, Cindy, to thank you, Shannon and Sab. You guys are wonderful. You don't know how many lives you're touching.
It's
You know,
beautiful.
see, in good times, we can all be there for each other. But in times of crisis, when you stand by somebody, it goes a long way. Nothing can replace that. So thank you so much, Cindy. Do convey it to Shannon and Sab also. I think you guys are doing a wonderful job and we are very much there to support.
Something regarding this. I think most of the people know us, so they're thanking us. But there are a lot of people who have been anonymous, who have also contributed and done a lot. So I think the thank you goes out to them as well.
Yes, yes. Anything, any little way, if you step out and just contribute or do whatever. See, I always tell people that, one is you do financially and the other is when you do it physically, you actually do it. There's a lot of difference, but do it whichever way. Do something. It doesn't matter. And I think, they do it very beautifully. They do it really beautifully. And thanks a lot. And, I'm so touched by your maturity and the way you people have been thinking and the lessons that you've learned. Uh, I'm sure even if I ask the adults, they'll not be able to articulate the way that you children are articulating, in the sense that life is uncertain, don't hold on to grudges, appreciate what you have, um, live in the moment. A little bit of kindness can go a long way. How beautiful is that? Very nice. All of that is very nice. And to tell me about you people now, I want to know, is that tomorrow pandemic is over, the lockdown is over, things are normal. What is that first thing that you want to do? Farzan is laughing. Come on, Farzan, what is it that you want to do?
It's obviously gonna be to meet all of my friends.
Okay, yes, I'm sure you plan up and meet up and I don't know what you people will do, but yes. What about Sasha?
Meet my friends and do things
Oh,
we couldn't do during the pandemic.
how beautiful. Sakshi?
I'll just go out without wearing the mask. I think that'll give a sense of
Yeah,
freedom to me.
oh yes, the mask is a big, restriction,
Where
but we'll
wherever we
have
go now,
to.
we have to carry a sanitizer, and I just
Yes.
want to go out without all that stuff freely.
I am sure we can pray and wait for that day to come, but till then we'll have to take care. Cindy?
I'd get somebody to organize a tournament and play basketball.
Yes, I agree with you. All those people in sports, my God, they must be feeling so caged up, I'm sure. Sasha, what about Joshua? He must be feeling so caged, not
Goes to
being
train
able
once in
to.
a while.
Okay, so at least that gives him a little bit of respite. Yeah, I'm sure. Otherwise, he must be like itching to go out and play. Kylie, what is it that you want to do once the
Pretty
pandemic
much
is
the
over?
same thing. Hang out with my friends.
Friends, yeah,
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Share everything that I've not gotten to share
There must be so much in the last 1 year,
a
right?
lot.
So much, so much. Yeah, I completely agree. Even if you go out, it's the back of your mind, it's those restrictions that you have to come back, you have to wear the mask, you have to do. So once this pandemic is over, I'm sure all of the teens just really want to be, carefree and enjoy themselves. Yeah, very nice, very beautifully put. Rupali,
Yeah,
you want to take it
awesome.
from here?
Yeah, yeah. I was just Lydia was just trying to put myself in their shoes and trying to understand from their perspective whatever they were saying. And what really welled inside me so much of compassion and empathy for them, because I have been studying the teenagers. Like, I have my research is into the teenage and an adolescent brain. And this is the period where they want to be out. They want to be with their friends. This is the period where they want to try new skills, new, like new hobbies, new things. But look at them, they're all being confined to the houses. And yet, what pearls of wisdom coming from them? Somebody's talking about kindness. Somebody's talking about being present in the moment. Somebody's saying to honor whatever you have. Somebody's saying don't judge. So I'm totally, like blown away by that level of
Mesmerized.
understanding and wisdom, because we were not so grown up as
We
we
never
were.
thought.
We never thought. So there is a reason why this generation of kids have been given a pandemic to deal with. Probably they are capable of handling it, and that's why they are there. Probably you wouldn't have handled it the way you all have.
Me.
And so you are the representatives of the so many millions of teens. So if you had to say one message to every parent of any teen watching this, what would that be? Farzan, I would want you to say that first.
Honestly, I would just tell them to try and understand that they're not alone, that the pandemic is taking a toll on everyone, kids included as well as adults. There's no restrictions for that. So for both the kids and the parents to have that sense of understanding that, okay, there's somebody else that's going through the same emotions as me, the same things as me, so they can have each other to lean on.
We both have each other's back. This is the time where families need to connect. I totally get your point. So it's not that you're not equipped to handle an emotional state, or a parent is equipped. You both have to co-create together right now. This is the time to bond. I get that, Farzan. Over to you, Cindy. What do you feel?
As a teenager, there are a lot of things I feel that most of us aren't comfortable talking about with our parents. But that is when we have our friends and we speak to our friends about it. And in the same way, maybe there are a few things that a parent cannot tell you directly because you're too young. One thing I feel a parent should know is that the most that they can do for their children is to try and be a friend. There are a lot of things that we might disagree on and might not agree, and we don't have the same opinion of it. But at a time like this, when we're all stuck together and we're supposed to be together, I think a little bit of support is what we should give out and get at the same time.
Yes, I agree with you there, because I do genuinely feel this is the period when the teens are really battling with not being heard. They want somebody to just listen to them, and that's why I have a teenager myself, and she really is in touch with her friends. But there are some nighttime sessions which we have, me and my daughter. We actually bond and we connect, and this is the time she really lets her heart out. So I would urge every parent to understand what Cindy is telling here. Just actively listen without any points of view. Just hear them without trying to fix any issue. They just want to be heard. So I get that, Cindy. Sakshi, what do you feel?
I think parents, especially Indian parents, have a misconception that teenagers can't have mental illness, or like they are not in the right age to have depression or any kind of mental illness in general. So I think I'd like them to develop a better understanding of their kids' troubles. Like when your kid is speaking out to you, I would want them to listen. I don't want opinions all the time. Maybe I just want someone to listen. Like Cindy said, that it's important that we support each other right now, or just we want someone to listen to us, because staying in our home 24/7, stuck with people that we hardly met. Like before, and our parents used to go to their offices and we were in school, so hardly we used to spend 2 to 3 hours together, and now we're continuously around each other. So I think this is the perfect time to develop that understanding, develop a meaningful relationship with each other. So they should understand their own mental illness too. Like they should pay attention to their own mental health too, and to ours too, I guess.
That's a very strong statement you made, Sakshi, and this is something which we also totally propagate at Motivo, that emotional health is absolutely important, especially at this time. This is a crucial time for the adults and also for the teens. I would say more teens, because the brain is not fully formed to handle the overwhelming states which you all must be going through. So this is a very strong statement to every parent to acknowledge the importance of self-care and about stressing the importance of taking care of your mental and emotional health. So very important. Can't even begin to say the importance of this.
One out of every 5 child goes through some kind of mental health problem. And when I say mental health, I don't mean that they have to go for, to the doctor or something like that. It could be it could range from anxiety to stress to severe illness. And it actually, the mental health problem starts actually at the age of 12. And
So what?
the highest rate of suicide is also at that age where, from 15, I think it's from 15 to 19, which is where teens are and children are making life's most important decision in terms of careers, in terms of, what to study. And, both Rupali and myself, on behalf of all of you and all the other teens, urge parents that they have to, or they should listen without judging. I think that's important. And as Sakshi said, you don't have to fix it. All I'm asking you to is listen to me. And well said, because how many awakened hours would you have spent with your parents on a normal scenario, right? Maybe 2 hours. You get up in the morning, 7 o'clock. Most of you go off to school, come back at about 3:30, 1 hour of lunch break, back for tuition, and then just those 2-3 hours before dinner. And by 10 o'clock, again, you'll have gone to sleep. So, rightly said, 2-3 awakened hours. So, coming together, and as Farzan said that we're not alone, we are together in it. Cindy said that, this is the best time that we can spend with each other and understand each other. Yeah.
So true, so true. To just connect, and without not trying to understand any agendas, just bonding, and just make emotions a regular topic in the day. How are you feeling? A very simple statement, but so super loaded with a hidden meaning. So how are you feeling today, Sakshi? Or just telling your mother, how are you feeling today, mom? Just
Yeah,
like,
it has to be,
so
has to be both ways.
yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Yeah, definitely. And she said so that it has to be both ways. We both have to take care of. That's what I was like, really great
I think
insight.
unless you yourself are mentally stable, you can't make sure someone else is
Yes,
okay too. So I think
yes,
parents need to give attention to their own mental health. Like they don't need to work continuously. They can take a break too. I mean, I want them to seek out to me and say that I'm not feeling okay. Can you please do this? Like,
yes.
like of course I can't have a telepathic relationship. I can't understand that they are not doing okay and they are doing everything on their own. So I think that's what needs to be established, a proper communication line where they can come out to us and say that they are not okay, and where we can even go to them and say that we are not feeling well. So that needs to be established.
See, the teens of today are really upgraded. We as Pioneer, we really propagate mindful parenting, where we say that both the children and the parent are co-creators in a life. Nobody's like a hierarchy. A parent is not above, or the children is not below. It's all a co-creation, right? And Sakshi is saying exactly that the time has come for each parent to understand that it's not like me is above or I'm below. No, we are both here to help each other, and let's kind of make the best of the situation which has come to us. Yes, the pandemic has come to us and has really struck us hard. But let's co-create and let's kind of find a way solution where we can actually make the best out of it and live in the moment. As everybody's saying, live in the moment, and what best can we do at this moment? So beautifully put, Sakshi. Very strong message. Sasha, what about you?
The same thing as everyone has already said, that to communicate more. And as Farzan also said, that to the other teens, that they're not alone. They always have someone to talk to. Even if it's not their own parents, they have someone else outside to talk to. So that.
True, absolutely true, Sasha. I agree with you then. Kylie?
Like many parents are overprotective about their children, like more than required actually. So I just like ask them to not be, and like to let us be independent. We can go out alone, and just to understand that I know they have anxiety, but we can be independent and handle ourselves.
Very strong statement, Kylie. Agree with you. Yeah, she's saying that, I know you do feel anxious for me. And a lot of parents unconsciously do put up projections of anxiety and fear into the child. But I think children of today, and what I'm hearing from you people, they are like equipped to handle everything. So we as parents, the best thing we can do is just portray them a lot of love and nurturing. That's what they require, and probably just a little bit of listening to them without any points of view, and they're good to go and take on the life. So amazing, amazing insights everybody shared over here. And Lidya, I just like every talk we are having, what kind of, what I'm understanding from all these talks is that the teens need a platform. The teens, the adolescents need a platform where I can then unconsciously, without any points of view, can just project or say whatever they want. And Motivo is here to do exactly that for each an adolescent. So whenever any points, any kind of topics which an adolescent wants to bring forward at Motivo, we would be gladly eager to take it up and put it across to each parent, because every child over here is speaking for so many people. A lot of people are going to resonate with what all this amazing participants shared. Amazing lessons, amazing challenges, amazing changes. And here, still they are so strong and raring for you to go. So kudos to each one of you, and fantastic. And I must say, you guys are amazing, and God bless you all. Over to you, Lidya.
Thank you, Rupali. And yes, I really want to thank each one of you, because you've not only spoken for yourself, you've spoken for all the teams. It's called the Teen Voices. And we just choose a sample representation of the teens to come and voice their opinion. And I'm sure all the parents listening understand that your children love you people, they respect you, but they also want their independence. They want to be treated as adults, and they want to be, looked with no judgment, but they want to be heard. So all of this is being, we are taking it back to the parents, and I'm sure the parents agree. It's, as Kylie said, it's just overprotection. In India we do that. We are so used to overprotecting, but times are changing, and they've seen you people grow in the pandemic, and they're going to be extremely proud of all of you. Okay, and as Rupali said, we at Motivo are happy to take on any topic. Okay, so if any time you people think that there's a topic that needs to be discussed, please feel free to share with us, and we'll be happy to take that up, on behalf of the teens. Do not hold your emotions, okay? Please express your feelings and emotions. It's very, very important, okay? With anybody, your parents, friends, or whatever, but don't hold it back. And share what you have to share. It's very, very important that you learn to share. A lot of teens hold on to their emotions. It's not required. You have to learn to share, because emotions are messages. They're trying to tell you something. So if you're feeling sad, they're trying to tell you that you're feeling sad, you need to do something about it. Or if you're feeling confident, then yeah, you're feeling confident, you need to do something. So there are little messages that they're passing on to you, because you need to do something differently. Yeah. So on that note, thank you so very much for agreeing to join. And so sorry that Andrew couldn't join. Arukia had to drop out because she was not able to connect back after I think she's having very bad Wi-Fi connection. But on that note, thank you so very much
Thank
for
you,
agreeing
everyone.
to join
Take
us.
care. Stay safe.
Thank you
Love
for
you
having
all.
us.
Thank you.